That sounds dramatic as heck, and it sounds like it needs to be read like now. What am I doing reading books that I'm like kind of like moping through?
I know.
When I got books like this.
I've seen so many reviews and so many people love this. They're giving it 5 stars.
Okay, you know what, Cheryl? I think you did this. So this sounds like you're doing.
Well, I'm so excited for you to read that one.
Mind you, the people who like are in the thrift store giving like pricing, they have no idea what they're doing.
No, oh my goodness. It's Grumpy Sunshine kind of, but she also had like the common sense Sunshine, not the, oh yeah, I'm so happy all the time Sunshine.
I like that about her.
Yeah, that was so fun.
We embarked upon the thrift store on this one particular day, and they just had like all the books. We kind of went a little ham.
Just a teensy bit.
Yeah, just a teensy bit. Let's get into it, guys. Hey bookworms! It's Mom, aka Sarah.
And Char.
Welcome back to our channel.
Today we are sharing with you guys a mega thrift book haul.
That's right, guys. If you remember, our channel kind of founded up on us doing some thrift book hauls because when we first started purchasing books, that's where we were going initially before we started kind of roaming around the bookstores, because now it's like, oh my gosh. But the thrift stores are just a really cool place that you can go to check out just lots of books. If you are on a budget and you want to read, it's just a great option because you can find really good books and really good qualities, as you will see from our haul.
Exactly. I find a lot of people just boycott the thrift stores because they think they're just gonna find books that are mashed up or exactly. But it's honestly like going to a library and shopping, because these books were used, right? But you can find really good quality and it's really good.
Exactly. This video is a mega haul. We embarked upon the thrift store on this one particular day, and they just had like all the books, and we kind of went a little ham.
Just a teensy bit.
Yeah, just a teensy bit. So I think we're gonna have to do it in 2 parts. We'll see by the end of this video. But yeah, without further ado, grab yourself some popcorn, some tea, or something, and continue watching the video.
Let's go.
So as per usual, I want to put out there that for some reason or another, you can find a lot more adult books there. I think the YA section is usually a little bit smaller.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is smaller. And a lot of the time it's the same book, you know? That's always there. It's kind of like the main ones I see Hunger Games, Divergent. So many Divergents, honestly. Oh my goodness. Yeah, and Twilight. You find a lot of those ones there.
That's so true.
So a lot of the ones I do want to get. It's not like when you go to the thrift store, you can't just expect to find something, obviously. But even some of the newer YA releases, sometimes
they won't be. They won't necessarily be there.
Exactly.
I would say.
Sometimes you do find them.
I don't want to say that to discourage anyone, but the idea, from what we've seen, just at least the thrift stores that are common to us, it just seems that the YA sections cannot be smaller. But we've also found another store that we go to where the YA section is much bigger.
Yes.
And you guys have more selections there as well. So yeah, it's just like hit or miss when you're at the thrift shops. I tend to find a lot more books for me, and half the time I'm not even looking, but my kids are like, Mom, look, left, right, and center. So I just want to put that out that I will definitely have some more books in this, and Char did find some good stuff as well. And yeah, so let's get into it, guys. Okay, so the first book that I have here is called Aspy the Struggle. Now, Char picked this one up for me. Do you even know what this one's about?
No, but the cover is so cute. I love it. The
cover is so cute. It said it's like, I guess it's like about this girl, right? Her name's Yolanda. It's apparent that she's trying to escape from something, but for some reason, they always put the price tag like over there. Like, I cannot see what she's trying to escape from. But I know she's trying to escape from something, and she turns in her corrupt boss to save her career. And then she kind of like ventures in this activist group and becomes kind of like a spy. So I guess in spite of all that, it's that she's spying on her own people, but she exposes herself. That's what it says. I don't know if that's the story, but that alone sounds intriguing. The cover alone sounds, it just seems really intriguing and really cute. And I'm very excited to give this book a go. And then I'm going to show you another one before Char shows her others. The next book that I got is The Curious Charms of Arthur Pepper. Now, have you heard about this book?
No.
Okay, the title alone just sounds like, it sounds like something I would read just because I like literary fiction.
Exactly.
And it feels like it's a literary fiction. Once again, it's just so hard to read the back, but when we buy books, I tend to kind of use like different apps and stuff, and we always review books, and I tend to kind of go off of a scale of like I would say a solid like 3.75 and up. It's got to be a 3.75 and up, or I'm not getting it.
Like, I feel like I go along that scale. But sometimes, if I already picked up a book and I haven't looked at the rating, I'll be like, okay, I'm going to read this. And then I look after it, I'm like, oh my goodness. I wouldn't have looked at it.
No, I never do that.
No.
What did this one say it's about? I can't even fully tell you.
It says, in this poignant and curiously charming debut, a lovable widower embarks on a life-changing adventure.
Okay, so there you have it. Excited to read this. I want to put prices. That one's $5.49 and the other price for this one was $4.49. Prices have definitely come down. If you have checked out some of her other thrift hauls in the past, a lot of her prices were like $9.99. Remember?
Yeah. Like,
during like a...
It's like, at that point, is it really worth it sometime, right?
Yeah.
Because it's really getting close to actual book prices. And the main price was like $7.
Yeah, like $5.99 and $5.99, $6.99, at least for adult books. YAs tend to be a little bit less.
A little bit less. First one is The Sun is Also a Star, and this one, we've seen this one quite a bit actually. We've heard of it at least. And it's some sort of romance between this girl, Tasha, she's Jamaican, and this guy named Daniel, and I think he is Filipino, right?
That's what you had told me initially.
I think so. I think he's Filipino, but
we've all heard about it before.
Yeah,
because
we've all heard.
I've heard about The Sun is Also a Star via the movie. I've seen the premises of the movie, but I've never came by the book.
The movie was really popular, and also the movie cover is actually really cute. I do like the movie cover for it. Yeah, it's mainly about the two cultures mixing together,
and that'll be really interesting. So that's why we picked that one up.
The culture
wasn't like, it wasn't one that was just like on our radar or anything, but when we came by it, we're like, you know what, why not? Because reading about like dynamic, like multiculturalism, and especially when it comes to romance, is always a thing. Because I mean, like, you guys can see, I'm Black, Charlotte's mixed. Obviously our family is multicultural, so I think that dynamic always kind of speaks to us. And reading about it, and yeah, just always kind of,
it's really fun to just read about and be able to understand the dynamics of what's happening, right? And you can just see yourself in it sometimes, right? It says it's smut free, right? There's just like a little bit of, what do you call it, innuendos?
Yes.
Innuendos.
Yeah.
Again, it sounds really cute, so.
Okay, so this next one that I saw is called Nice Work, Nora November. It says that Nora November is still alive, but she wasn't always. That alone, I'm like, what? What do you mean?
Wow.
Anyways, what she does remember from her time in a coma is her grandfather, who passed away over a year ago, and a beautiful garden and the most delicious tomato she's ever tasted. I know that alone is not cutting it. Like, what is this?
Most delicious tomato.
That is not telling me anything right now. But like I said, I have done my review and my research to determine that I actually, in fact, want to read this. So don't knock the book yet, because that is not telling you anything about it. But we have some work to do. These stickers have got to go. The next one I want to show you guys is Pineapple Street, and this one we have seen. This one I actually knew I wanted to get, but it wasn't like urgently on the list, so it was just kind of there, and we came by it at the thrift store.
Honestly, I was so shocked when we saw that.
Yes, and it's in mint condition.
Yeah, it's in such good condition, and also it's one of those like sleek covers. Oh my goodness, it's so nice. Yeah,
and this one, honestly, I think it's about a girl who traded in her inheritance for motherhood, and basically she just changed, I guess, her life, because she was about to inherit, I guess,
like a fortune.
Yeah. This little caption here by someone, Ashley Audrine, who I'm not familiar with. Anyway, she says that the Pineapple Street lets us into an outrageous world of generational wealth and privilege.
Ooh, okay.
I have done a little research in the background before on this book, and I actually really thought it was something I want to read. I do love reading literary fiction while I enjoy reading romance and thrillers. Love thrillers. I am a big literary fiction girly. I love a good book that just sucks you into a story.
Exactly.
And it just, yeah, this one does it. And the cover is kind of cute too.
The cover is really cute. I love the vibrancy. You know? Very, very nice.
So guys, $5.99. I don't feel like you can beat that and go wrong with that, because it's a mint condition book. I don't think the person even opened it. They literally bought it, they're like, and donated it.
Exactly. Yeah. Next one for me is Love and Gelato. I was so shocked when I saw this one there, and I was so happy too, because So I've seen so many reviews and so many people love this. They're giving it 5 stars. And I'm like, okay, of course, I'm not gonna leave this one behind.
Who did we see that read that?
I think Haley Pham read it.
Yeah, and I think also, for some reason I thought Brie read that as well.
Probably. A lot of people have read this one, you know? And basically this girl, Lena, she goes to Italy for the summer and of course encounters love.
Of course.
A
cliche, Italy.
Italy. Hey, take me to Italy. No. But I think she goes because something to do with her family. That's all that I know about this book. But I'm so excited to enter it because so many people just say it's so like good. Not even just super cliche, you know how you can find those romances that are like any other, but yeah, we'll see how it goes. I'm really excited.
Nice. The cover is really cute.
The cover is really cute.
Simple but cute. Yeah.
And there's I think there's 3 books in this series.
Okay.
And they all follow the same kind of cover too, which I'm so happy about. I'm like, yes.
Aww. Nice. So the next one that I actually came by is His Only Wife, and I don't even know if I was there with you guys when you guys picked this one up for me. I know this book takes place in Ghana, and it's about a girl. Let me think. She's being convinced by her mom to marry a man she doesn't know. And so the man whom she's supposed to marry is a wealthy businessman. His name is Elikem. His family has chosen Afi in the hopes that she will distract him from a current relationship that they disapprove of. Okay. Need I say more?
There we go.
Say less. That's gonna be a good one. Another one that I got is What Have You Done by Sherry LaPena. And I really like her because I read The Couple Next Door by her. I thought she was a really good author from that book.
I also read like
I did read the other one. What's it called?
Like The Visitor or something like that? Or
I did read one by her not too long ago that I think I gave like a 3. That one was okay. It was a bit like, it wasn't confusing, but it was just kind of like,
Did it flow, or this was kind of
but
random?
It was still very interesting. We did come by this one, $5.99. Again, I'm telling you, like, the thrift prices for some reason have come down quite a little bit, and I am very excited to get my hands on a thriller. I haven't been reaching for the thrillers in summer just because there's so many summer reads that we currently have.
Yes.
But I feel like I will have to do that to kind of break it up, just because I find that we do get into a reading rut. At least I do. Let me speak for myself, because Char's right here. She can speak for herself too. I find that I do get in a reading rut quite easily if I'm reading a book that kind of throws me off, or it's going too slow.
It's slow, exactly. No, I experience the same exact thing. If it's just not getting anywhere, it feels you're not getting anywhere in terms of your reading.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So thrillers are really good at breaking that up. Whenever I find one, especially by an author that I know, or just one that seems interesting and has, you know, some good reviews, even though I don't want the people to depict exactly what I read from all their reviews, but reviews do help. The teenagers get their kicks telling ghost stories in the old graveyard. The parents trust their kids will arrive home safe from school. Everyone knows everyone. Curtains rarely twitch. Front doors are left unlocked. Oh my gosh, who picked this book up? What am I doing? Do I want to sleep at night? What is happening? Okay, okay, so, but this morning all of that will change because Diana Brewer isn't lying safely in her bed where she belongs. Instead, she lies in a hayfield, circled by vultures, discovered by a local farmer. Okay. How quickly a girl becomes a ghost? How quickly a town of friendly, familiar faces become a town of suspects, a place of fear and paranoia. Someone in Fairhill did this. Everyone wants answers. Okay. Okay. You know what, Cheryl? I think you did this. So this sounds like you're doing.
Well, I'm so excited for you to read that one.
Oh my gosh. It sounds like, see, I'm not a big reader of ghost stories. So I kind of want to read the what's it called? The Informatory? Is that what it's called?
Informatory? Oh my goodness.
I've heard good things about the Informatory, and just like,
no, that book actually sounds creepy.
but then I heard that there are like ghost stories involved, and I'm like, I don't know. Shaughnessy was saying that she got spooked by it. That was the one thing. She said she liked it, but she's not a big reader of that too, and it kind of spooked her a bit. So
yeah,
that kind of had me going, but everything else she said in the book just sounded like I need to read it. I want to read it now. Still deciding.
Yeah.
So that's, I don't know, I gotta read that in like bright day in the summer. I'm gonna read it, but it's only gonna be during the summertime when the curtains are wide open and it's
when
bright.
The sun's
the
right
sun
above
is
you
shining.
and you're like...
And I don't want to read outside when the sun is warm. No. Yeah. Next.
Yeah. I'm done. Well, to get out of that mood now, we got Love and Olives, which is the second book to Love and Gelato. And I found these both at the same time. They were just sitting there nice and neat next to each other.
In perfect condition.
Perfect condition. Perfect condition, honestly, guys. Like, look at that.
It's as if someone went into the big box store, just bought them, took them out, put them in the thrift store.
Yeah,
what?
like, someone will find this
do
here.
that? Yeah.
I don't know how that romance goes in the next one if she already finds another guy in here. So I'm just like, where'd that guy go? But anyway, she goes here, and I think it's because, so she doesn't know her father, I think.
Oh.
And he lives in Greece. So she flies there, meets him, and then I think has to help him with this documentary. Yeah, so. And
nice.
then, you know, obviously more romance ensues, which, yes, I want that, okay? So here
covers,
right?
very cute.
We got Italy and then we got Greece. The third book is Love and Luck, which I'm gonna put here. And I think she goes to Ireland in there.
Oh, good luck finding that one. It always happens like that.
Thank you.
I don't feel like that.
Wow.
Because I mean, you just what are the chances? You came by book 1 and book 2 all in one go. That's just like a lot to ask for. I'm just saying.
If book 3, imagine book 3 being there.
Can you imagine?
Like, it was actually just somewhere.
Now we should go on a specific mission to try to find book 3.
Yeah.
Every time we go there, that's gonna be the mission. We're on a mission. Okay, guys. So the next one that I got here is the Dearly Beloved. She will never believe in God. Oh, this one. Oh my gosh. So about this one is controversial, guys. That's what I was trying to tell you before the camera really cut out. This one is about a couple that they met, Charles and Lily James. No, Charles and Lily, and James and Nan, right?
Yeah.
2 different couples. Anyways, which one meets? I'm so confused. One of the couple meets and they meet, and obviously their situations are different until one suddenly gets a conviction and becomes a minister. So it's kind of like 2 couples, you know, of the world meeting, and then someone gets convicted to join the church, but their partner is like, like, that will never be me. That's what one of the characters said in this book, okay? So yeah, that's gonna be mad controversial. On a whole, I think this book is just kind of exploring like marriage between couples, them going through just relationships, marriage, forgiveness, and just the whole 9 yards of marriage in general. I think they just go through all of the different challenges that couples face with jealousy and just having to forgive after hurt and just all the things, right? So those kind of books to me are always interesting because they are very they're relatable because they're like very realistic. Yes. And this is why I studied psychology. I liked to study kind of like the minds of people, and so it's really interesting.
You just kind of see the glimpse of their lives.
Yeah, you get a glimpse of their lives, and you get to just go through things that are also just realistic. Unlike if you're reading a romance and it's just all very fictional, but it's all just in that space. It's all just like so surface. Exactly. And characters will do stuff and you're like, I wouldn't do that. Or that doesn't sound realistic. You know, in literary fiction and books that come with, I think this is considered a historical fiction because of the time place. It took place in 1963. Is that historical?
Oh, okay, yeah.
It sounds like it's not that far away. It is historical, but it's not that far away. Like 1963 was not that long ago.
Oh, you're showing your age here.
Oh, snap. Moving on, the next one that I got is this one by Pip Drisdale, and let's just say her name is really cute. Never heard of her before, but this one's called The Stranger We Know, and I'm sure it's a thriller. It says, imagine seeing your loving husband pop up on your best friend's dating app. So the main character, she marries this guy, and then she comes across him on a dating app, I guess, based on her best friend, like it just said. And then she tries to like kind of put it in the back of her head or pretend like this can't be real. It must be either someone else, or it's just, yeah, basically she just thinks it's someone else. It's almost like because it said a spitting image of her husband. It's like, it's your husband, girl. it's your husband. And then it kind of has her go on a wild goose chase to kind of figure things out. But in the process of doing that, she comes by a lot more than what she bargained for. She initially kind of thought she was going to catch him in this lie, and obviously thinking if you're in this space in general, you must be like a cheater, so I'm going to catch you maybe cheating. Oh no, she finds out a lot more and realizes that him nor even the people around her or in her circle aren't who she thought they were. That sounds dramatic as heck, and it sounds like it needs to be read like now. Like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
What am I doing reading books that I'm like kind of like moping through?
I know.
When I got books like this.
Yeah, exactly. When you're reading it and you're like, I need to read this book right now.
Why am I not reading this book right now? Oh my gosh, I don't know.
Next one for me is The Blood Trials by N.E. Davenport, and this one I think is some sort of fantasy sci-fi. It says a gift and a secret both could get her killed. So I think it's something about the blood people have in their bodies, and I think some of it being, I want to say, magic in that sense. I really don't know a whole lot about this book. I've seen people read it and they really, really liked it. And also the cover.
Cover's really
cute. The cover
cute.
is so good. Yo, look at that. I was really shocked when I found this one in there, actually. And
brand new again.
Brand new.
Immaculate condition.
I got this one for $6.49. That's also really good for getting a hardcover, because they price hardcovers as more as well. And if it's a thick book too, they'll be like, wow, people really want this book, and they'll price it up for some reason.
They do.
But
mind you, the people who like are in the thrift store giving like pricing, they have no idea what they're doing.
No, oh my goodness, they have those little tiny classic paperbacks. They'll price those for $9.99.
And they sell in the store for $3 for $9.99.
3 for $10.
3 for $10. Exactly. I'm like, okay, you know what?
It's crazy. And I'm like, they don't know what they're doing.
No.
They don't know what they're doing. And it will also be like, obviously not new condition.
Yeah, exactly.
But they'll be like, why would they do this? And you wanna ask them, but it's not like you can change the price or anything. So yeah, there's this one. Really excited to read this. I'm really loving sci-fi.
I know
Getting
you
into
are.
the sci-fi genre. And I'm like, yes, yes, and yes. I'm so excited because the world building in these novels as well are crazy. I don't know how people come up with these worlds in their brain, but I'm loving it.
Very cool. Okay, so the next one that I got is The Only Survivor by Megan Miranda. This one is not that old.
No, right?
Yeah, we saw when it came out. Yeah, 2023.
Book of the month.
This one is a book of the month copy that I actually got. I saw when this one came out and I was debating as well. But, you know, there's also the concept of don't want to buy too many books that you can't read, especially at full price in stores. So I'm like hesitant, and I will be patient. And look what happens when you're patient. If you check out your local thrift shops, you might find exactly what you're looking for.
Exactly.
$6.99 for this one. So this one just says 7 hours in the past, 7 days in the present, 7 survivors remaining. Who would you save?
Myself.
Yeah. Oh no, you wouldn't save your mom.
Oh yeah.
A decade ago, 2 vans filled with high school seniors on a school service trip crashed into a Tennessee ravine, a tragedy that claimed the lives of multiple classmates and teachers. The 9 students who managed to escape the river that night were irrevocably changed. A year later, after one of the survivors died on the anniversary of the crash, the rest of them make a pact to come together each year to commemorate the terrible night, to keep one another safe, to hold one another accountable, or both. Their annual meeting place, a house on the Outer Banks, has long been a refuge, but by the 10th anniversary, Cassidy Bent has worked to distance herself from the tragedy and from the other survivors. She's changed her mobile phone or mobile number, she's blocked the others' email others' email addresses. This year, she is determined to finally break ties once and for all. But on the day of the reunion, she receives a text with an obituary attached. Another survivor is gone. Now there are 7, and Cassidy finds herself hurtling back towards the group, wild with grief and suspicion. Wait a second, didn't they say there was only 7 before?
No, because there was 9, and then one of them went, and then there was 8.
Oh, and now there's 7.
7.
Okay, okay. Almost immediately, something feels off this year. Cassidy's the first to notice when Amaya, the annual organizer, slips away, overwhelmed. This wouldn't raise alarm except for the impending storm. Suddenly, they're facing the threat of closed roads and surging waters again. Then Amaya stops responding. Continue on the back flap. Oh. Amaya stops responding to her phone. After all they've been through, she wouldn't willfully make them worry, would she? And, as they promised long ago, each survivor will do whatever he or she can do to save one another, won't they?
Ooh,
okay. So, you guys, let us know if you've read any of these books, okay? Because I know this one's been out for a minute, and clearly I'm just getting my hands on it. So I'm curious to know if you have read it. Let me know down below. Let me know what your thoughts are.
For those book of the months too, we've actually seen quite a few of them, right? Because people who have like the subscriptions to them, a lot of times they'll also have the book on their shelf already.
Yes.
And then they'll, you know, donate it or different things like that.
Exactly.
But, yeah.
Do they have the book before the book actually comes out, you're saying?
Oh, like before, because sometimes
Before
the book of the
release
month
date?
too is not even like a new release. Sometimes it's just like a random book.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
And speaking of thrillers, Then She Was Gone is here as well by Lisa Jewell. I actually thought I had this one on my shelf, but apparently not.
Oh, I don't see it.
Yeah, I thought I thought I had it, but I didn't. And Lisa Jewell's books are said to be really good as well. I haven't read her yet, but like Sherry LaPena, or Pina, I think it is, I have been kind of like accumulating some of her books. I've heard great things. So, and from what I've read synopsis wise, and you know, just what I've heard, I've been like kind of just picking up her books here and there. So I really need to kind of like dive into hers as well.
Okay, this is gonna be a familiar one for you guys. The Silent Patient by Alex Michaelides?
Yeah, Michaelides.
Oh, Michaelides. That's
Michaelides,
it. Yeah. By Alex Michaelides. And we actually read this one.
Yeah, you and
one.
I both own this copy. I think this one's for your sister.
This one's for my sister.
Because she did read it with us as well. We read it together, and she read hers on like via like one of the library books online, and she wanted to own the copy for herself.
And this is such a good book.
Yeah, it's a really good book.
We all really loved it. We all gave it 5 stars. So of course she needs her own copy. Right?
And it's a really good copy.
Yeah, this is really good. Honestly, like
it looks.
I might just switch this for my copy.
Diabolical.
she wouldn't know. I'm kidding.
But it's like it's brand new. You couldn't tell that she didn't get it from the big box stores.
Exactly.
Oh, also we're also reading The Fury by him. So we did read The Silent Patient together in our book club, and in our mother-daughter book club, and now we're actually reading The Fury. We kind of took a little break because of all the wedding stuff that had taken place, but now things are getting back to normal and we need to get back to it. So we're gonna be completing that, and then we'll touch base with you guys and share just our thoughts on that. Okay, so the next bunch of books that I'm going to share with you are kind of, I would say, a lot of them are random. They're books that we just kind of came by, and I'm like, you know what, yeah, I'll give it a chance. And once again, the ratings, I still did use the same rating system, but these are just books that I never even heard of or just kind of came by random.
By chance.
By chance. This one is called The Second Chance Year, and never seen this. And once again, it's another book. Oh, I don't have to turn it there because it's right there. It's another book of the month book. One disastrous year, one magical wish, one chance to change the past. That's what this book is about, and it just sounds really good. Will a chance to relieve her past totally change her future? I don't know. I'll read the book and then I'll know.
It looks cute.
It looks cute. Yeah.
It's really cute.
And then there was this one. It's called Something in the Water. Aaron is a documentary filmmaker on the brink of a professional breakthrough. Mark a handsome investment banker with a big plans. So passionate and in love, they embark on a dream honeymoon to the tropical island of Bora Bora, where they enjoy the sun, the sand, and each other. Then while scuba diving in crystal blue sea, they find something in the water. Oh my gosh, I know.
Okay, my immediate thought is like shark.
Shark? No, I'm thinking,
what
you
is
know,
it gonna be?
a body or something.
Oh, that makes more sense. Well, I was thinking more like along the scene.
They're gonna find a shark? Yeah, they're gonna find a shark.
I thought it was gonna be like Jaws.
If they're gonna find a shark, they're not gonna be here.
That's the whole point. they're like on the water and like a shark comes and eats them or something.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. Or maybe just him.
Uh-huh.
Or maybe just her. Or I don't know.
Anyways, guys, this is a random one. Never heard anything about it.
Oh,
So.
okay, wait, hold on. We gotta show the back though, or even just the front. Look at that. I love that. The text here, it fades from blue to red.
It's very
That's
cute.
nice. Okay, they're like they add a little something
Yeah,
in
a
the back.
little something.
Okay, that's really cute. Okay. Next one is The Comeback by Lily Chu. And this one is, honestly, I don't know what this one's about, but it's the second one, kind of in the stand-in, right?
Yes, we read the stand-in, which is on the back here. You can show them.
Yes, yeah. Or I'll insert it here because that'll be much easier for you guys to see.
Yeah, and I read it first, and then I recommended it to Char because I thought it was a really good. Oh my gosh, Charlotte!
I'm sorry.
Okay, did you not finish it because it wasn't good?
I was like I was in a little slump. I was just not, I wasn't reading in general really. I was trying to. I was listening to the audiobook for that one, which was actually, that one was actually helping me get through it a little bit, but then I stopped because I'm just like,
I know that I'm gonna believe you. I will believe you because
you sound like that one
favorite...
dude, but I can't. I'm gonna believe.
No, but my favorite book, what's it called again? Oh, what's her name? Oh, Eleanor. My favorite book, Eleanor. What's it? Eleanor what?
Eleanor Oliphant.
Eleanor Oliphant. Oh my gosh. My favorite book, Eleanor Oliphant, is Completely Fine. I did recommend to Charlotte as well. And then she read it and she did the same thing. Your girl just put it down and just left it somewhere. I was like, Charlotte, are you going to finish that book? And then she finished it. And what did you rate it, Charlotte?
I rated it 5-star.
Exactly.
It was good. And not only that, I read it in like 2 days.
That's what I'm saying. I'm saying this is believable. I do believe you because the stand-in for me was actually, it was really fun. Like, I think I gave it a good, maybe 3.5.
Yeah.
And the more I think about it, the more I really enjoyed the book. Yeah. I did.
When I was reading it, I thought it was cute. Yeah. I liked it. I really liked the main character. She was fun.
Yes.
Even the guy, he was just like, he was always like it was grumpy sunshine kind of, but she also had like the common sense sunshine, not the I'm so happy all the time sunshine.
I like that about her.
Yeah, that was so fun. I don't know why I did. it's one of those books where it's like, I don't want to give this a bad rating because I'm not in the mood to read it because it's a good book. You know? So I definitely want to pick it up again. I
saw this one came out. I did used to see this one in Costco a whole lot, and then I kind of, when we were there, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, and it wasn't expensive either. It was like $14.99. I was like, I could have gotten it, but then because I did know I could have read it on my Kindle, I left it a few times. But I'm glad you came by it. It was $6.49. I will be reading this one for sure as well, so we can both read that.
Exactly.
Yeah. What did it say? So what if everything in your life is planned down to the minute? That's the way she likes it. If it's going to make If she's going to make partner in Toronto's most prestigious law firm, she needs to stay focused all the time. But when she comes home after yet another soul-sucking day to find an unfamiliar, gorgeous man camped out in her living room, focus is the last thing on her mind. Okay, so the one cool thing I like about these books is, as well, is that they take place in Toronto here, in like where we reside. Exactly. And so it's always interesting. It's not that I think in all of our books that we never really embark upon it. I feel like it's just far and few in between. I feel like I'm learning about everywhere else, but to read a book talking about like all the familiar place in Toronto, it's just really cool to, like, when they point at different places, you're like, yeah, I know that place. We know that place. We've been there. We've been, you know? Exactly. So I think that's really neat as well. So maintaining with the books that I picked up by random, there's this one. It's called The Last Thing He Told Me, and this is by Laura Dave. Wow, she's got like 2 first names. Laura Dave, because Laura's the first name and Dave is the guy's name. But anyways, yeah, what is it? It's a thriller. A thrilling roller coaster of a novel. This is something something because the tag is overwritten, I cannot see. Intimate exploration of love and family is foundation of this beautifully constructed something that is covered by the tag that I cannot see, filled with twists and turns.
Wow, that was a mouthful. But like I think the synopsis is inside.
Yeah, the synopsis is in here. Okay, before Owen Michaels disappears, he manages to smuggle a note in his beloved wife of 1 year. What? Two his. Okay.
He snuggle a note.
He smuggled.
I'm done.
He smuggled a note to his beloved wife of 1 year. Protect her. Despite his confusion and fear, Hannah Hall knows exactly to whom the note refers. Owen's 16-year-old daughter, Bailey.
Oh,
or
Bailey.
Okay. Owen's 16-year-old daughter.
Bailey.
Mom! No, look. It just looks like a comma. Why would they put it right next to each other?
It's just so tiny.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
I can't get over that now. Bailey. Yes. Bailey.
Okay. So Bailey, who wants absolutely nothing to do with her new stepmother. Okay. So this one's gonna be good. It involves teenagers, and teenagers are dramatic, and that alone will make for a good.
How dare you?
Seriously. But you know, this is so true. So that in itself, we're talking like a teenage girl here, and teenagers in general just have, you know,
Who's
and
gonna
then
bring the sass and the attitude?
and then it's coupled by a new stepmother.
Drama.
Drama. This one, I was looking at it, I was like, who decided to get this one? I'm joking. You know what? I think I'm pretty sure I did. It's basically.
I encouraged you to get that.
Yeah, I think so.
I did.
This one's called Come From Away. Come From Away? Okay, just the title alone.
English,
the title is not giving. Come From Away, a beautiful look at the choices we make in the face of both love and war. So this is giving historical fiction. Generally, I don't love to pick up books that surrounds war, though I've read a few, and it's not that they're not good. They are usually good while you get like invested, but I also really don't love reading about war. But from what I gather, war is not the base of this book, though one experiences it. And this is very like historical because it took place in 1939, okay?
Boom.
Doesn't sound that old.
That wasn't that far away, right?
Grace Baker watches her three brothers board Canadian ships headed for a faraway war. Grace stays on the home front, doing her part and tending to the general store that keeps her small Nova Scotian community running. Everyone says the conflict will be soon over. That sounds so strange. Will soon be over is not what I usually hear.
Will be over soon.
Will be over soon. 3 years later, the fighting rages of the harsh realities of war hits close to home. Telegrams and casualty list brings devastating news while rumors swirl around. Wolf packs of German U-boats lurking in the deep waters along the shore. Then one day a handsome stranger ventures into Grace's store claiming to be a trapper come from away, and as the weeks go by she finds herself looking forward to seeing his gentle smile. But Rudy, her mysterious visitor, is not the lonely outsider he appears to be. When the truth comes to light, Grace is forced to question everything she has believed about the enemy her brothers are battling overseas, and the differences between doing one's duty and doing what is right. Once again, it takes place in Canada. I also do like to read things pertaining to just Canada as well, like just learning about different happenings, because I think while it is a historical fiction, so that it's typically based on some real things, right?
Yeah.
That's the whole point. So like location wise, Nova Scotia, it's a place I've never been to in my own country here in Canada, so I definitely would want to learn more, and it just sounds like a very interesting story.
I'm so excited for this one. Okay. Everyone in my family has someone.
Okay.
By Benjamin Stevenson.
Yeah.
This one sounds so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds so interesting. And I think I read like 2 pages of it.
Mm-hmm.
It was nice. They gave like a content warning at the beginning saying that this book is not one you will find with smut. So if you don't want to read it, you should put it down.
Oh, that's cute.
And I'm like, yes. Yeah. And it has one of those narration voices. Right? That's like telling you, I'm going to tell you the story kind of, and blah blah blah, what to expect.
And you're saying that's what you gathered from reading the pages?
Yeah, just like reading the beginning pages.
Yeah.
And I love that style of writing. Mm-hmm. That's actually kind of the style of writing of the Fury right now.
Yeah.
And I don't know, just the narration, I'm like, yeah.
You like
that's
it, yeah.
fun. And
you've been talking about this one from the beginning of our reading journey. You've been saying, that's one we should pick up. We should pick up a few times. Obviously, that was like you. I don't even know if you're picking it up for you back then, because your eyes were set on other books for yourself. But you kept telling me, you're like, you should get it. I was like, yeah, maybe back then. And now that you have like a wide selection of books and you're expanding and whatever, you decide to pick it up for yourself. Also, while you've embarked upon thrillers, because I don't know if you're really reading a lot of thrillers prior to me saying maybe read them.
Exactly. No, I was not. I think like you told me to read Never Lie.
Yes.
Which really sparked the thriller, and I'm like, yes, I need more.
And since Never Lie, what have we read?
I read so we read so many of the Fridas.
Yes. Oh my goodness.
So
we read pretty much all the Fridas. Mm-hmm. I think we read 6 Fridas.
Yes.
Together.
And
and we read Never Lie.
Yes.
And the last one that we read was
we read The Silent Patient again.
Yep, The Silent Patient. We also read the last one.
What was the last
that
one?
was a Frida as well. But what, The Crash?
Oh, it was The Crash.
The Crash. Yeah, we just read a whole bunch.
And I've read a lot of the Holly Jacksons, and I think all of what she writes is thrillers.
Or thrillers, yeah. So, yeah.
So, we got that, like exciting thriller, scary stuff going on. Mm-hmm. But I'm super, super excited to get into this, because I think it's also some sort of mystery. Mm-hmm. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to solve this thing. It's really interesting, because with some of the latest Holly Jacksons that I did read, I was able to guess the ending a little bit. Yeah. Or at least a part of the ending. I'm like, yeah, I got that.
Oh, nice.
But, yeah.
Oh, and girl, for some reason, as I'm looking at this, I don't know why, it just keeps me, I kept thinking, train? Does this book involve train? Because it reminds me of Girl on the Train that we also read together.
Yeah, oh my goodness,
that was like one of our first ones, and we really enjoyed that one.
That was really good. Mm-hmm. Yeah, though the second one is like, about everyone on this train is somewhere?
Yes.
Or something like that? Yeah, put that here. And
so everyone on this train has someone. Yeah.
Exactly. Sounds so fun.
It does sound pretty good. Okay. Got this one, The Last Book Party, and I just thought this was so cute. A book party. This took place in the 1980s in Cape Cod. 25-year-old aspiring writer Eve Rosen finagles her way into a Gatsby-esque orbit. Oh my gosh, whenever books start doing that could be a turn off, but we're not going to jump ahead of ourselves. We're just going to keep on going with this and see where we end up.
Trust the process.
Which is completely different from her conventional Jewish upbringing, but moving into the sphere means leaving another behind. And as Eve tries to negotiate the differences between her family values and the glittering world, she learns the risk of unbridled ambition and the importance of making her own choices about who she wants to be. Okay, we'll just leave it there.
That sounds fun.
Sounds kind of fun. So we'll see. This one, Can She Face Her Darkest Fears? The Guiltiest Secrets by Shalane Rogers.
I've never heard that first.
Never heard of. Yeah. When Shala, the main character, when she loses her stepfather, it opened up like a floodgate of secrets. Since childhood, Shala has battled with the guilt she feels for a tragedy that changed the entire course of her life. Now she's forced to reevaluate everything she's believed about those she loved. That was that kind of book. Like, just that synopsis, straightforward, It's giving. I hope the book lives up to its expectations, but it's one of those, I'm like, if I'm invested and if I read half and it's not giving, I will quit. Says the girl who
says the one who challenge who can't even DNF something.
I know. I know.
Maybe one of these days.
I know. This one by Lisa Jules. Oh my gosh. So we have the one where then she was gone, but then she was found. Okay.
Wait.
Well, maybe.
Oh yes. Oh my goodness.
But it's called I Found You. So we got that one as well. This one is a different format, but the writing and the font still A1, like good solid font like, that we can see and read and not lose our eyesights to.
Exactly.
Yes.
And
thank
you know what?
you.
It's not too short. Like you know, like you know how those tiny books sometimes it can be like kind of like shortish too, and it's more like a pocketbook that you stuff in your pocket.
Yeah.
This one at least it's got some height to it. It's like it actually looks so funny though. It's like a little skinny book and it's like super tall. But yeah, as long as you can open it up without having to crack open that spine.
Exactly, and it looks really good. Readers of Lane Moriarty, which I've read. I started Apples Never Fall and I actually didn't mind it. This one's called The Mountain Sings, and this one is new for me. It goes, let's see, multi-generational tale of the Tran family set against the backdrop of Vietnam's war. Okay, so that's what it. I like stuff like that. It's giving, it's like generational stuff like that. And it also kind of gives me the Joy Luck Club because it's family, drama, generational issues and different things, and love and food and all of that kind of stuff. Sounds very interesting and I love stuff like that. And then guys, last but not least, for part 1, because we could keep going because we actually have another good stack waiting for us to do, but we're just gonna stop it here because this video will go on forever. This one is by Toni Morrison and it's called A Mercy. I've never heard of this one, so I really can't even tell you what this one is about, but Toni Morrison is like a really well-known Black author who just writes a lot of like, I don't even know how to describe her book because I haven't even read it, but from what I've heard, everyone said it's like really like powerful or just, you know, impactful books. So anyways, this one is a powerful tragedy distilled into a jewel of a masterpiece by okay, I don't want to read that. In the 1680s, okay, so this is the real historical fiction. This is the real, oh my gosh. Jacob is an Anglo-Dutch trader and adventurer with a small holding in the harsh north. Despite his distance from dealing in flesh, he takes a small slave girl in part payment for a bad debt from a plantation owner in Catholic Maryland. This is Florence. With the hands of a slave and the feet of a Portuguese lady, Florence looks for love. First from Lena, an older servant woman at her new master's house, but later from a handsome blacksmith, an African never enslaved. There are other voices. Lena, whose tribe was decimated by smallpox, the mistress Rebecca herself, a victim of religious intolerance back in England, Sorrow, a strange girl who spent her early years at sea, and finally the devastating voice of Florence's mother. These are all men and women inventing themselves in the wilderness. This book sounds super, super, super interesting. While I don't read deep, you know, this is like, I like to read books that have substance. Yes. But then some books can be like so real, like, and so deep that you may not want to read it, but I want to incorporate some of that in my reading. Like I don't want to just read all shallow based things. I want to expand my reading across the board, and Toni Morrison's books are like one of those that I want to start incorporating because I've heard nothing but good things about her, as well as I'm trying to incorporate reading books by Black authors because they are far and few in between. I know obviously since we started reading more and more, we've gotten to see more books by Black authors, which is really cool. Anyways, this one I'm very excited about because it's a really thin read. So guys, that is it for our book haul. Oh my god,
that was really good.
That was really good.
We still have more again, so yes, you guys are gonna have to
okay, so am I leaving these? Wait, I found more books, but I'm not gonna do these ones in here because wow, and these are, oh my gosh. Okay, you guys have to stay tuned to see these books that I just came by because I thought I took them all out of the bag that I have over here, but I didn't, and I discovered some more. you gotta watch to find out from part 2 what they are, because this one is like really, really good.
Yeah.
And your dad read this one and he said he liked that one.
Okay.
Let us know if you yourself have actually read any of the books that we just showed you. I'm really curious. Like I said, don't spoil anything, but you can always share like your thoughts about it and just your review and your thoughts. I'm very curious to know, and just let us know also what you thought, your thoughts are on all the books that we got. I think we got some amazing books in amazing condition, which is really, really cool, and for some pretty good prices. I didn't see any prices in here that were questionable.
Yeah.
When in the past we've had that, and I was like, $9.99? Are you out of your mind?
Exactly.
We didn't have to do that today. So
yeah.
Thanks so much for watching.
Don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe for more content, and
We'll see you in the next one. Bye.